The mind that remains calm in the storm becomes the beacon that others look to. In the silence of a calm mind, you'll hear the voice of your true strength. Life is full of challenges, and we all face stressful situations. But how do you react when things go wrong? Do you lose your temper or spiral into frustration? Or can you keep calm, think clearly, and respond with control? What if I told you that learning to stay calm in every situation is one of the most powerful skills you can develop for success, happiness, and peace of mind? In today's video, we're going to explore how you can train your mind to be calm, no matter what life throws at you. Imagine facing a tough situation, whether it's at work, with family, or even just on the road. And instead of feeling overwhelmed, you respond with clarity and poise. How would that change your experience of life? How much more control would you have over your emotions, decisions, and outcomes? It all starts with understanding that peace isn't something you find outside of yourself. It's something you create from within. And the good news is, this is something you can train your mind to do. We're going to break down exactly how to develop a calm mindset that will help you handle stress better, make better choices, and build a stronger, more focused life. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stay calm in any situation, and most importantly, how to train your mind for lasting peace. If you're ready to take control and start living with more calm and clarity, then you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Number 1, control your thoughts and master your emotional reactions. This is where true strength begins. The ability to control your mind is what separates those who struggle from those who thrive. It's what allows you to navigate life's challenges without being thrown off course. If you can master your thoughts, you can master your emotions. And if you can master your emotions, you can master your life. Most people live on autopilot. They react to everything without thinking. Someone says something they don't like, and immediately they're angry. Something doesn't go as planned, and suddenly they're frustrated. Their mood is controlled by the world around them. But that's not how strong people live. That's not how you're going to live. The first step to mastering your emotions is understanding that your thoughts create them. Every feeling you have, whether it's anger, stress, fear, or sadness, starts with a thought. It's not the situation that makes you feel a certain way. It's how you think about the situation. Two people can go through the same event and feel completely different emotions. One person loses their job and falls into despair. Another person loses their job and sees it as an opportunity. Same situation, different reaction. Why? Because their thoughts about the event are different. You have to train yourself to take control of your thoughts before they take control of you. That means becoming aware of what's happening in your mind at all times. Most people don't even realize how negative or destructive their thoughts are. They assume that whatever enters their mind is just the truth. But that's not the case. Your mind will produce all kinds of thoughts, some helpful, some harmful. Your job is to filter them. When a negative thought enters your mind, you have to stop it before it grows. If you don't, it will take over. A single thought can turn into a chain reaction. One small worry becomes a full-blown panic. One moment of frustration becomes hours of anger. But if you stop it early, it never gets that far. So how do you stop a thought? You challenge it. You question it. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it's hurting you, replace it with a better one. If your mind tells you, I can't handle this, replace it with, I am strong enough to handle anything. If your mind says, this is too hard, replace it with, I will find a way through this. Your thoughts are not permanent. You can change them at any time. Next, you have to practice emotional discipline. Emotional discipline means not letting your feelings dictate your actions. It means responding to situations with intention, not just reacting out of habit. Most people let their emotions run their lives. They wake up in a bad mood, and their entire day is ruined. They feel upset, so they lash out. They feel stressed, so they shut down. They don't stop to ask themselves, is this how I want to respond? You have to break that cycle. You have to develop the ability to feel an emotion without acting on it immediately. When you feel angry, pause. When you feel stressed, take a step back. When you feel overwhelmed, slow down. Your emotions are signals, but they are not commands. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. The key is learning to separate your emotions from your actions. You can feel angry without yelling. You can feel stressed without panicking. You can feel sad without giving up. Strength is not about never feeling emotions. Strength is about controlling what you do with them. One way to build this skill is by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to what's happening in the present moment, without judgment. When you are mindful, you become aware of your thoughts and feelings, without letting them take over. You learn to observe them instead of reacting to them. Try this. The next time you feel a strong emotion, take a deep breath and simply notice it. Instead of saying, "I am angry," say, "I am noticing that I feel anger." Instead of saying, "I am anxious," say, "I am noticing that I feel anxious." This small shift in language creates distance between you and your emotions. It reminds you that you are not your emotions. You are the observer of them. Another powerful technique is reframing. Reframing means changing the way you look at a situation. Most of the time, it's not the event itself that causes stress. It's the way we interpret it. If something goes wrong, instead of thinking, "This is a disaster," ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" If someone treats you poorly, instead of thinking, "They are ruining my day," think, "I will not let their behavior control my emotions." Reframing is a skill that takes practice, but once you master it, you will be unshakable. You will no longer be at the mercy of your circumstances. You will decide how you feel, no matter what happens. Another important part of emotional control is learning to let go of things you cannot change. Most people waste so much energy being upset over things that are completely out of their control. They dwell on the past. They stress about the future. They get angry over things they have no power to fix. But the truth is, the only thing you can control is yourself. You cannot control other people. You cannot control every event. But you can always control how you respond. If something is out of your hands, let it go. Focus on what you can do, not on what you can't. The more you practice this, the more peace you will have. You also have to be mindful of the people you surround yourself with. Your environment has a huge impact on your thoughts and emotions. If you are constantly around negative people, their mindset will rub off on you. If you are always consuming negative news and content, it will affect your mental state. Protect your mind by choosing your influences carefully. Spend time with people who uplift you. Fill your mind with positive and constructive information. Your peace is too valuable to let just anyone have access to it. Lastly, build a routine that strengthens your mind every day. Just like your body needs exercise to stay strong, your mind needs training. Start your day with positive input. Read something inspiring. Listen to something that builds your mindset. Take time to reflect on what kind of person you want to be that day. Throughout the day, practice awareness of your thoughts and emotions. Check in with yourself. If you notice negative thoughts creeping in, shift them. If you feel yourself reacting emotionally, pause and take control. End your day by reviewing how you handled challenges. Did you stay in control? Did you react in a way you're proud of? If not, what will you do differently tomorrow? This kind of self-reflection is what leads to real growth. Mastering your emotions doesn't happen overnight. It's a daily commitment. But every day that you practice, you get stronger. Every time you choose a better thought, every time you control a reaction, every time you stay calm in a situation where you used to lose control, you are building mental strength. And over time, this strength becomes unshakable. No matter what happens, no matter what life throws at you, you will be in control because you have trained yourself, because you have built the discipline, because you have made the decision that nothing and no one will ever control your mind except you. Number 2, train your mind to stay calm under pressure. This is one of the most valuable skills you will ever develop. Life will test you. There will be moments when everything feels like it's collapsing around you. Stress, unexpected challenges, and difficult people will push you to your limits. If you do not train your mind to handle pressure, it will break you. But if you develop the ability to remain calm in the middle of chaos, nothing will have the power to shake you. Most people let pressure control them. When things get difficult, they panic. Their minds become overwhelmed with fear and doubt. Their thinking becomes unclear. They make poor decisions, and instead of solving the problem, they make it worse. But pressure doesn't have to destroy you. It can make you stronger, if you know how to handle it. The first step is recognizing that pressure itself is not the problem. The real issue is how you respond to it. Some people face pressure and rise to the occasion. Others collapse under it. What makes the difference? It's their mindset. Strong people do not see pressure as something to fear. They see it as something to manage. Your ability to stay calm under pressure starts with controlling your internal dialogue. When stress hits, what do you tell yourself? Most people allow their thoughts to spiral. This is too much. I can't handle this. What if everything goes wrong? These thoughts increase stress and make it harder to think clearly. Instead, you must train yourself to stay in control of your mind. When pressure builds, shift your thoughts. Tell yourself, I can handle this. I will find a way. I am calm and in control. This is not just positive thinking. It's mental discipline. Your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. If you train it to remain steady under pressure, it will respond accordingly. Another key to staying calm is learning how to slow down your reaction. When people are under stress, they tend to act too quickly. They rush into decisions. They react emotionally. They let urgency cloud their judgment. But making fast decisions under stress often leads to mistakes. Instead, practice the habit of pausing before you react. When you feel pressure building, stop for a moment. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what is the best way to handle this? This simple pause can make the difference between reacting impulsively and responding wisely. Your body also plays a role in how you handle pressure. When you are stressed, your body goes into fight or flight mode. Your heart rate increases. Your muscles tense. Your breathing becomes shallow. If you do not manage this physical response, it will take over your thinking. The fastest way to calm your body under pressure is through deep breathing. When you slow down your breath, you slow down your mind. Take slow, controlled breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this a few times, and you will notice an immediate shift in your state. Your thoughts will become clearer. Your emotions will stabilize. You will feel more in control. Another powerful technique is visualization. Before you enter a high-pressure situation, mentally prepare yourself. See yourself handling it with confidence. Imagine yourself staying calm, thinking clearly, and making the right decisions. Your mind does not know the difference between a real event and a vividly imagined one. If you repeatedly visualize yourself being calm under pressure, when the moment arrives, your mind will already know how to respond. One of the biggest reasons people struggle under pressure is because they let their emotions take over. Fear, frustration, and self-doubt cloud their judgment. If you want to stay calm, you must master emotional control. This means recognizing when emotions are rising and not allowing them to dictate your actions. A simple way to do this is by asking yourself, is this emotion helping me right now? If the answer is no, shift your focus. Redirect your energy to what you can control. Train yourself to operate based on logic, not emotions. Preparation is another major key to staying calm under pressure. When you are unprepared, stress will overwhelm you. But when you have trained yourself, you will have confidence. Athletes do not just show up to the game and hope for the best. They train relentlessly, so that when the pressure is on, they know exactly what to do. You must do the same in your life. If you have an important event coming up, prepare for it. If you are entering a challenging situation, think through different scenarios in advance. The more prepared you are, the more confident you will be when the moment arrives. Perspective also plays a big role in handling pressure. Most people magnify their problems. They make the situation seem worse than it is. This creates unnecessary stress. But strong individuals put things into perspective. They remind themselves, I've faced challenges before, and I got through them. They understand that most problems are temporary. Ask yourself, will this matter a year from now? Most of the time, the answer is no. By shifting your perspective, you can reduce stress and approach the situation with a clear mind.
It is also important to take care of your physical health. A strong body supports a strong mind. If you are constantly exhausted, undernourished, and running on caffeine and sugar, your ability to handle pressure will be severely weakened. Prioritize sleep, nutrition, and exercise. A well-rested, well-fueled body is far more capable of handling stress. Another critical factor is learning how to manage your time effectively. Many people feel overwhelmed, not because the pressure is too much, but because they are disorganized. When tasks pile up, they feel scattered and anxious. To avoid this, develop the habit of prioritization. Identify what is truly important and focus on that. Break large tasks into smaller steps. Use lists, schedules, or any system that helps you stay on top of things. The more organized you are, the less pressure you will feel. You must also be mindful of your environment. If you are surrounded by chaos, it will be harder to stay calm. Keep your space clean and structured. Limit distractions. Create an environment that supports focus and clarity. One of the most important things you can do is develop a daily habit of mental resilience. This means putting yourself in situations where you practice handling pressure. Push yourself out of your comfort zone regularly. Face small challenges intentionally. Train yourself to remain steady in minor stressful situations, so that when bigger challenges arise, you are already prepared. If you do this consistently, you will build a foundation of mental strength. You will develop the ability to remain calm, no matter what happens.
Number 3. Focus on solutions and not on problems in life. Life is filled with challenges. Every person, no matter how strong or successful, will face problems. Some problems will be small, while others will feel overwhelming. But the difference between those who struggle and those who succeed is simple. Strong individuals focus on solutions, while others focus on problems. Most people get stuck because they spend too much time thinking about what is wrong. They replay their problems in their minds over and over again. They talk about how unfair things are, how difficult life is, and how nothing ever works out for them. They dwell on the negatives and allow their emotions to control their actions. But here's the truth. Focusing on problems does not change anything. It only drains your energy, increases your stress, and keeps you stuck. If you want to move forward in life, you must train yourself to shift your focus. Instead of thinking about what is wrong, think about what you can do to make things better. Instead of complaining about the problem, start looking for ways to solve it. Because every problem has a solution. But you will never find it if your mind is occupied with negativity. The first step in shifting your focus is recognizing when you are stuck in a problem-focused mindset. Pay attention to your thoughts. Are you constantly thinking about what is wrong? Do you find yourself talking about your problems more than you talk about your goals? Are you stuck in frustration, anger, or self-pity? If so, it is time to take control of your thinking. Whenever you catch yourself dwelling on a problem, stop immediately and ask yourself, what is one thing I can do right now to improve this situation? This simple question shifts your mind from being passive to being active. It puts you in control instead of making you feel like a victim. Because the moment you start looking for solutions, you take your power back. One of the biggest reasons people struggle is because they focus on things they cannot control. They waste time worrying about what others are doing. They get frustrated about circumstances that are outside of their influence. But strong individuals do not waste energy on things they cannot change. They focus on what they can control. You must do the same. If you are in a difficult situation, ask yourself, what part of this is within my control? Then put all of your effort into that. Maybe you cannot change everything overnight, but you can always take a step in the right direction. And that is how real progress is made. Another key to developing a solution-focused mindset is training yourself to ask the right questions. Weak individuals ask, why does this always happen to me? Why is life so unfair? What if everything goes wrong? These questions keep them stuck in a negative cycle. But successful people ask better questions. They ask, how can I improve this? What options do I have? What lessons can I learn from this? How can I turn this into an opportunity? Your brain will always look for answers to the questions you ask. If you ask weak questions, you will get weak answers. But if you ask strong, solution-focused questions, your mind will start working in your favor. It is also important to take action. Thinking about solutions is not enough. you must implement them. Many people get stuck in a cycle of overthinking. They spend so much time analyzing the problem that they never actually do anything about it. Do not let this happen to you. The moment you identify a possible solution, take action. Even if it is just a small step, move forward. Because action creates momentum, and momentum leads to results. Another powerful habit is surrounding yourself with solution-oriented people. If you spend time with individuals who constantly complain and focus on problems, their mindset will influence you. But if you are around people who think in terms of solutions, who see opportunities instead of obstacles, their way of thinking will rub off on you. Make it a priority to learn from people who have overcome challenges. Read books, listen to talks, and study those who have succeeded despite difficulties. Their experiences will teach you valuable lessons and help you develop a stronger mindset. It is also important to develop patience. Some problems will not be solved overnight, but that does not mean they are impossible to overcome. If you keep taking steps in the right direction, if you keep focusing on solutions instead of problems, progress will happen. One of the greatest skills you can develop is the ability to stay calm under pressure. When a problem arises, most people react emotionally. They panic, get frustrated, or shut down. But reacting emotionally never leads to a good outcome. If you want to find the best solutions, you must remain calm. The best way to do this is by developing a habit of deep breathing and clear thinking. When faced with a challenge, take a deep breath, slow down, give yourself a moment to think before you respond. This simple habit can prevent you from making impulsive decisions and help you find better solutions. Another way to stay solution-focused is by developing a mindset of resilience. Life will not always go as planned. There will be failures, setbacks, and unexpected challenges. But none of these things have the power to stop you unless you let them. Strong individuals understand that problems are a part of life. They do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They do not let obstacles define them. Instead, they see every challenge as an opportunity to grow. You must adopt the same mindset. When something goes wrong, instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" When you face a setback, instead of giving up, ask, "How can I come back stronger?" Because every challenge contains a lesson. Every difficulty has the potential to make you better. But you will never see the opportunity if you are too busy focusing on the problem. It is also important to take responsibility for your life. Many people blame others for their problems. They blame their boss, their family, the government, or the economy. But blaming others gives away your power. The most successful people take full responsibility for their situation. Even if something is not their fault, they ask themselves, "What can I do to improve this?" Because when you take responsibility, you take control. And when you take control, you can create change. Another key to staying solution-focused is maintaining a positive attitude. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to believe that no matter what happens, you have the ability to handle it. A positive attitude keeps you open to possibilities. It helps you see solutions that others miss. It gives you the mental strength to keep going, even when things are tough. The best way to develop this mindset is through gratitude. No matter how difficult life gets, there is always something to be grateful for. Focusing on what you have, rather than what you lack, shifts your perspective. It helps you approach challenges with a clear mind and a strong spirit. Another important habit is learning how to manage your emotions. Fear, frustration, and self-doubt can cloud your thinking and make it harder to find solutions. The best way to overcome these emotions is by focusing on facts. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what are the facts of this situation? What options do I have? What is the next logical step? By focusing on facts instead of emotions, you can think more clearly and make better decisions. You must also be willing to adapt. Sometimes the first solution you try will not work. That does not mean you should give up. It means you need to adjust your approach. Strong individuals do not see failure as the end. They see it as feedback. If something does not work, they learn from it and try a different strategy. If you adopt this mindset, nothing will be able to stop you. Because every problem has a solution. Every challenge can be overcome. The key is to train your mind to focus on possibilities instead of obstacles. Number 4, strengthen your patience and respond with clarity, always. Patience is one of the greatest strengths you can develop in every area of life. whether it is relationships, work, or personal growth. Patience is what separates those who succeed from those who struggle. Patience allows you to think clearly, make wise decisions, and handle challenges without being controlled by emotions. Most people react impulsively. When something does not go their way, they get frustrated. When they face delays, they become impatient. When someone says or does something they dislike, they react without thinking. But here is the truth. Reacting without patience leads to regret. It leads to mistakes that could have been avoided. It creates unnecessary stress. It damages relationships. If you want to be in control of your life, you must strengthen your patience. Because patience is not just about waiting. It is about how you wait. It is about how you respond when things do not happen as quickly as you want. It is about keeping your emotions in check when people or situations test you. To develop patience, you must first recognize when you are being impatient. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. Do you feel irritated when things take longer than expected? Do you rush through tasks just to get them done? Do you find yourself reacting emotionally instead of responding with clarity? If so, you need to slow down and take control of your mind. The first step to strengthening patience is learning to pause before you react. When faced with a frustrating situation, take a deep breath. Give yourself a moment before responding. This simple action creates space between your emotions and your decisions. It allows you to think instead of reacting. It prevents you from saying or doing something you might regret. When you respond with patience, you maintain control. You make choices based on logic, not emotion. You stay calm even when others are not. And when you stay calm, you gain the advantage in every situation. Another way to strengthen patience is by managing expectation. Many people become impatient because they expect everything to happen quickly. They expect results immediately. They expect people to act the way they want. But life does not always go according to plan. There will be delays. There will be unexpected challenges. There will be moments when things do not work out the way you hoped. Instead of getting frustrated, remind yourself that progress takes time. Every great achievement, every meaningful change, every strong relationship, these things take patience. Impatience leads to quitting too soon. But patience keeps you moving forward, even when things are slow. You must also practice patience in your interactions with others. People will not always act the way you want. They will make mistakes. They will say things that frustrate you. They will have different opinions. But if you react emotionally every time someone does something you dislike, you will create unnecessary conflict. Instead, choose to respond with clarity. Listen before you speak. Try to understand before you judge. Ask yourself, is my reaction helping the situation or making it worse? Strong individuals do not allow the actions of others to dictate their emotions. They stay calm, they communicate clearly, and they handle situations with wisdom. Another key to developing patience is accepting that some things are outside of your control. Many people become frustrated over things they cannot change. They get upset about traffic. They lose their temper over long lines. They stress about things that are completely beyond their influence. But strong individuals focus on what they can control. They do not waste energy complaining about things they cannot change. Instead, they adjust their mindset. If there is nothing you can do to change a situation, learn to accept it. Use the time to practice patience instead of allowing frustration to take over. Strengthening patience also requires training your mind to stay present. Many people become impatient because they are constantly thinking about the future. They worry about what is next, instead of focusing on what is happening now. But when you are always in a rush to get to the next thing, you miss the opportunities in front of you. Learn to slow down. Pay attention to the present moment. Focus fully on the task at hand, instead of trying to rush through it. When you train yourself to be fully present, you naturally become more patient. It is also important to develop self-discipline. Impatience often comes from a lack of control over your own thoughts and emotions. If you let every small inconvenience frustrate you, you will always feel stressed. But if you train yourself to remain calm, no matter what happens, you will have an unshakable advantage in life. One powerful exercise is to practice delayed gratification. Most people want instant results. They want success without effort. They want rewards without patience. But those who achieve great things
Understand the power of waiting. Train yourself to be comfortable with waiting, instead of seeking immediate rewards. Challenge yourself to delay gratification, whether it is in your career, your health, or your personal goals. Remind yourself that the best things take time. Another way to develop patience is by shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing waiting as an inconvenience, see it as an opportunity. Every time you are forced to wait, whether it is in traffic, in a long line, or for results in life, use it as a chance to strengthen your mind. Tell yourself, this is a test. This is my chance to practice patience. This is my opportunity to grow. The more you train your mind in small moments, the stronger it becomes in big situations. You must also build emotional resilience. Life will not always be easy. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and difficulties. But patience gives you the ability to keep going, despite obstacles. When you face a challenge, remind yourself that difficulties are temporary. Just because something is hard now, does not mean it will always be that way. The key is to keep moving forward, with a clear mind and a calm spirit. It is also important to understand that patience does not mean weakness. Many people mistake patience for passivity, but patience is not about doing nothing. It is about responding wisely. It is about knowing when to act and when to wait. Strong individuals do not rush into decisions. They do not react out of fear or frustration. They take their time to think things through. They weigh their options. They make choices based on logic, not emotion. And because of this, they achieve better results in every area of life. If you want to develop a mindset of patience, you must also surround yourself with patient people. If you spend time with individuals who are constantly stressed, rushed, and frustrated, their energy will influence you. But if you are around people who remain calm under pressure, who think before they act, and who respond with wisdom, you will naturally adopt the same habits. It is also helpful to learn from those who have mastered patience. Read books, listen to those who have built great things over time, and study the habits of successful people. Their experiences will teach you valuable lessons about the power of patience. One of the most important things to remember is that patience leads to clarity. When you rush, you make mistakes. When you react emotionally, you cloud your judgment. But when you stay patient, you give yourself the time and space to see things clearly. Clarity allows you to make better decisions. It helps you avoid unnecessary conflicts. It allows you to approach challenges with a calm and focused mind. And when you respond with clarity, you gain control over any situation. If you want to strengthen your peace, make it a daily practice. Start with small things. Take your time when doing tasks, instead of rushing through them.
Pause before reacting in difficult situations. Remind yourself that the best results come from a patient and focused approach. Over time, patience will become second nature to you. You will no longer be controlled by frustration. You will not be shaken by delays. You will handle challenges with confidence. And when you develop this mindset, you will stand out in every area of life. Number 5, practice deep breathing and reset your inner state. It all begins in your mind. When your mind is calm, you think clearly. You make better choices. You handle challenges with confidence. But when your mind is scattered, everything feels overwhelming. You react impulsively. You feel tense. You struggle to stay focused. This is why you must learn to reset your inner state. You must learn to regain control over your thoughts and emotions at any moment. And one of the most powerful ways to do this is through deep breathing. Most people breathe without thinking about it. But the way you breathe directly affects the way you feel. When you are stressed, your breathing becomes shallow. Your heart rate increases. Your muscles tense up. Your mind races. You feel uneasy. But when you take deep, intentional breaths, you send a message to your brain that it is time to relax. Your heart rate slows. Your muscles release tension. Your thoughts become clearer. Deep breathing is a simple but powerful tool. It allows you to take control of your emotions in real time. It allows you to reset your mind whenever you feel overwhelmed. It gives you a sense of calm that cannot be shaken by outside circumstances. If you want to master your emotions, you must train yourself to use deep breathing as a tool. not just when you are stressed, but as a daily practice. Because the more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and the stronger your ability to stay calm in any situation. Start by paying attention to your breath. Right now, take a slow breath in through your nose. Feel your lungs expand. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale slowly through your mouth. As you do this, notice how your body responds. Notice how your mind starts to slow down. When you breathe deeply, you take in more oxygen. This oxygen fuels your brain, helping you think more clearly. It relaxes your nervous system, reducing stress. It improves your focus, making it easier to make smart decisions. Anytime you feel frustrated, anxious, or overwhelmed, stop and take a deep breath. Instead of reacting, give yourself a moment to reset. This simple action puts you back in control. It prevents emotions from taking over. It allows you to respond with logic instead of impulse. The way you breathe is a reflection of your inner state. When you are calm and confident, your breathing is slow and steady. When you are anxious or frustrated, your breathing becomes shallow and quick. This means that by changing your breathing, you can change how you feel. One of the most effective deep breathing techniques is called the 4-7-8 method. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Then exhale for 8 seconds. This technique slows your heart rate, relaxes your body, and clears your mind. Use it whenever you need to reset your state. Another powerful technique is diaphragmatic breathing. Instead of breathing from your chest, breathe from your diaphragm. Place one hand on your stomach and one on your chest. As you breathe in, your stomach should rise while your chest stays still. This type of breathing maximizes oxygen intake, helping you stay calm and focused. But deep breathing is not just about physical relaxation. It is about mental clarity. When your mind is tense, your thoughts become chaotic. You jump from one worry to another. You overthink problems. You create stress that does not need to exist. But when you take slow, controlled breaths, your mind slows down. Your thoughts become more organized. You regain perspective. The key to resetting your inner state is consistency. Make deep breathing a daily practice. Do it in the morning to start your day with clarity. Do it before important meetings to stay focused. Do it before bed to release the stress of the day. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Breathing is one of the few things in life that you can control at any moment. No matter where you are, no matter what is happening, you always have the ability to take a deep breath. And that means you always have the ability to reset your state. If you feel yourself getting frustrated, pause and breathe. If you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to slow down your breath. If you are about to react emotionally, use deep breathing to regain control. These small moments add up. Over time, they shape the way you handle every situation in life. Your emotions do not have to control you. Your stress does not have to dictate your actions. Your mind does not have to be a battlefield. When you train yourself to breathe with intention, you give yourself the power to stay calm, no matter what is happening around you. But resetting your inner state is about more than just breathing. It is about mastering your thoughts. If you breathe deeply, but still allow negative thoughts to take over, you will not feel the full benefits. You must combine deep breathing with mental discipline. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. Are you feeding your mind with stress and negativity? Are you allowing small problems to ruin your state? Are you dwelling on things you cannot control? If so, it is time to reset your thoughts, along with your breath. Anytime you feel tension building up, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it is not helping, replace it with a better one. Shift your focus to what you can control. Remind yourself that you have the power to choose your response. One of the biggest causes of stress is resisting what is. Many people get stuck in frustration because they wish things were different. They fight against reality, but real peace comes from acceptance. Instead of resisting, learn to adjust. Instead of complaining, look for solutions. Instead of wishing things were different, take a deep breath and ask, what can I do right now? Training yourself to stay calm is not about ignoring challenges. It is about facing them with a clear and steady mind. It is about handling stress without letting it consume you. It is about being the person who remains in control when everyone else is losing theirs. Another way to reset your state is to focus on gratitude. When you are overwhelmed, it is easy to get lost in what is wrong. But shifting your focus to what is right changes everything. After practicing deep breathing, take a moment to think of 3 things you are grateful for. They do not have to be big. They can be as simple as having another day to live, having a healthy body, or having people who care about you. This practice rewires your brain. It helps you see challenges from a balanced perspective. It is also important to be mindful of your body. Your physical state affects your mental state. If your posture is slouched, if your muscles are tense, if you are physically exhausted, it is harder to stay calm. Take care of your body. Stretch, move, and release tension. Drink enough water. Get quality sleep. When your body feels good, your mind functions better. And when your mind functions better, you make wiser decisions. There will be moments when life tests you. Moments when things do not go your way. Moments when unexpected challenges arise. But your ability to stay calm in these moments determines your success. You do not have to let stress control you. You do not have to let frustration dictate your mood. You have the power to reset your state at any moment. With one deep breath, you can shift from tension to clarity. Number 6, eliminate fear by trusting yourself in hard times. Fear is one of the greatest barriers to success. It holds people back from taking action. It creates hesitation. It fills the mind with doubt. And when fear takes over, it controls your decisions, your emotions, and your future. If you want to move forward in life, you must learn to eliminate fear. You must trust yourself, especially in hard times. Because when challenges arise, when things get difficult, when the pressure builds, the only thing that will keep you strong is your belief in yourself. Most people let fear dictate their choices. They wait for the perfect moment. They avoid risks. They overthink every decision. But this only leads to more fear. The more you hesitate, the more powerless you feel. The more you avoid challenges, the weaker your confidence becomes. And the more you doubt yourself, the more fear grows. This is why you must break the cycle. You must develop a mindset that eliminates fear and replaces it with self-trust. Fear is not real in the way most people think. It is not a physical barrier stopping you from moving forward. It is a mental construct. It is a story your mind creates based on uncertainty. When you do not know what will happen, fear fills in the blanks with worst-case scenarios. It makes you believe you are not ready. It convinces you that failure is guaranteed. But fear is only as powerful as you allow it to be. If you do not feed it, it weakens. If you do not listen to it, it loses control over you. The first step to eliminating fear is recognizing that it is just a thought. It has no real power unless you give it power. The only way fear can control you is if you believe what it tells you. So instead of accepting fear as truth, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this fear based on facts or assumptions? More often than not, fear is based on assumptions. Assumptions that have no proof, no logic, no real foundation. When you trust yourself, fear loses its grip, because trust is stronger than fear. Trust gives you the confidence to take action, even when you are uncertain. It gives you the ability to move forward, even when things are difficult. It reminds you that no matter what happens, you have the strength to handle it. And that is the key. You must trust in your ability to figure things out. Hard times are a test of trust. When life gets difficult, when obstacles appear, when things do not go as planned, fear will try to take over. It will make you second-guess yourself. It will make you feel powerless. But this is where you must stand firm. Instead of letting fear control your thoughts, remind yourself, I can handle this. I will figure it out. I trust myself. Self-trust is built through action. Every time you face a challenge and push through, you strengthen your trust.
Every time you make a tough decision and stand by it, you reinforce your confidence. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you prove to yourself that you are capable. But if you avoid challenges, if you hesitate, if you let fear stop you, your trust in yourself weakens. And when trust weakens, fear grows. The way to eliminate fear is to take action before you feel ready. Most people wait for confidence before they act. They think, once I feel sure, then I'll move forward. But confidence does not come first. Action comes first. Confidence is built through experience. The more you do, the more you trust yourself. And the more you trust yourself, the less fear controls you. Think back to the hardest times in your life. Times when you faced difficulties, when you felt lost, when things seemed impossible. But you made it through. You found a way. You adapted. You learned. You grew stronger. That is proof that you can handle hard times. That is proof that you have the ability to overcome challenges. If you did it before, you can do it again. But fear will try to make you forget. It will focus on the unknown. It will highlight every risk. It will make you think about failure. This is why you must train your mind to focus on what is real. What is real is your ability to adapt. What is real is your ability to problem solve. What is real is your strength, your resilience, your ability to push through. One of the most effective ways to eliminate fear is to prepare your mind before challenges come. You do this by strengthening your self-talk. Your thoughts determine your emotions. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear will take over. If your mind is filled with belief, fear cannot survive. Instead of saying, "What if I fail?" say, "I will learn from whatever happens." Instead of saying, "I am not ready," say, "I will figure it out as I go." Instead of saying, "This is too hard," say, "I have handled hard things before, and I will handle this too." Your mind listens to what you tell it. If you speak words of strength, you will feel strong. If you repeat words of fear, you will feel afraid. This is why you must train your mind daily. Speak to yourself with power. Replace doubt with belief. Strengthen your mindset before you need it. Another way to eliminate fear is by taking small steps forward. Fear thrives on inaction. The longer you wait, the stronger fear becomes. But the moment you take action, fear weakens. Because action gives you proof that you are capable. If you are afraid to make a big move, start with a small one. If you are uncertain about a decision, take the first step and adjust as you go. If you feel overwhelmed, break the challenge down into smaller parts. Every small step builds confidence. Every small victory reinforces trust. And when hard times come, remind yourself of one thing. You are stronger than you think. You have already overcome difficulties. You have already survived challenges. You have already proven that you can handle more than you once believed. Fear will try to make you forget that. It will try to convince you that this time is different. But nothing has changed except your perspective. The strength you had before is still within you. The resilience you built is still there. The ability to figure things out has not disappeared. You must trust yourself in hard times, because if you do not, fear will control you. And when fear controls you, you hesitate, you overthink, you miss opportunities, you stay stuck. But when you trust yourself, you move forward. You make decisions with confidence. You face challenges head on. You keep going, no matter what stands in your way. Fear is not something you need to fight. It is something you need to understand. It is a signal. It is a reminder that you are stepping into the unknown. But the unknown is where growth happens. It is where transformation occurs. It is where you become the strongest version of yourself. Do not let fear stop you from becoming who you are meant to be. Trust that you will figure it out. Trust that you will learn as you go. Trust that no matter what happens, you will handle it.
Number 7, stay present and detach from negative emotions fast. Staying present in the moment is a powerful skill that many people overlook. It's easy to let the past pull you down, or let the future fill you with fear and anxiety. But the only place where true power lies is in the present. When you learn how to stay present and detach from negative emotions quickly, You can take control of your life in ways you never imagined. This is the key to handling challenges, staying calm under pressure, and living a life that's fulfilling and effective. We all experience negative emotions. It's part of being human. But what most people don't realize is that these emotions don't have to control us. Emotions come and go. They are temporary. But if you let them take over, if you allow them to consume your mind, they become permanent obstacles in your path. The key is to not get attached to them, to recognize them, feel them, and then let them go. You have the power to control your emotional state. It's all about where you place your focus. When you are focused on negative emotions, they will grow. The more you dwell on anger, sadness, or frustration, the more you invite those feelings into your mind. But when you focus on the present moment, those emotions lose their grip. The present moment is where everything happens. And if you can stay there, you can remain calm, centered, and clear-headed, no matter what life throws your way. One of the first steps in staying present is learning to detach from negative emotions as soon as they arise. This doesn't mean ignoring them or pretending they don't exist. It means acknowledging them without becoming consumed by them. When anger or frustration arises, recognize it, feel it, but don't allow it to dictate your actions. Don't let it cloud your judgment. Don't let it take you out of the present moment. Take a deep breath, calm your mind, and ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? It's easy to get lost in the emotions of the moment, but you always have the power to choose how you respond. When you stay calm, you give yourself the space to think clearly, make better decisions, and handle things with a level head. This is when you become truly powerful, when you can respond thoughtfully, not react impulsively. The best way to stay present is by focusing on your senses. When you feel yourself getting caught up in negative emotions, focus on what's around you. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, or touch? By focusing on your senses, you bring yourself back to the present moment. You detach from the negative emotions and regain control. It's a simple yet powerful way to reset your mind. Another way to stay present is by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of paying attention to the here and now without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts and emotions without becoming attached to them. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to let go of the past and future. You stop worrying about what could happen or what has already happened, and you start living in the present moment. This is where true peace lies. Mindfulness also helps you to detach from negative emotions quickly. When you practice it consistently, you train your mind to become aware of your emotional state. You can notice when you're starting to get frustrated or anxious, and you can choose to let those emotions go. The key is to catch the emotions early before they have a chance to build up and take control. But let's be clear, staying present doesn't mean you should suppress or ignore your emotions. It means you should allow them to be there without letting them control you. You should acknowledge what you're feeling, and then decide what action to take. The moment you detach from the emotions, you take back your power. You create space for a calm, focused response, rather than an emotional reaction. Think about the times in your life when you've let negative emotions take over. How did it feel? Probably like you lost control, right? Maybe you said things you regretted, or made decisions that didn't serve you. Those moments are proof of what happens when you allow emotions to rule you. But now think about a time when you stayed calm, when you stayed present, and when you responded thoughtfully, instead of reacting impulsively. How did that feel? Likely you felt more in control, more at peace, and more empowered. It's not easy to detach from negative emotions. It takes practice. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The key is to keep practicing. Every time you stay present and detach from negative emotions, you build your emotional resilience. You train your mind to focus on what really matters, and you become less affected by the things that try to pull you off course. There will always be challenges. There will always be difficult situations. But if you can stay present and keep your emotions in check, you'll navigate those challenges with much greater ease. You'll make better decisions. You'll stay calm under pressure, and you'll handle stress in a healthier way. It's important to remember that emotional control doesn't mean you become numb or detached from the world around you. It means you can engage with the world from a place of clarity and balance. You can experience life fully, but without being controlled by the ups and downs of your emotions. One of the most powerful ways to stay present is through meditation. Meditation trains your mind to focus, calm your thoughts, and detach from emotional reactions. When you meditate, you learn to observe your thoughts without judgment. which makes it easier to let go of negative emotions when they arise. Meditation doesn't have to be long or complicated. Just a few minutes of focused breathing can help reset your mind and bring you back to the present moment. Along with meditation, breathing exercises are another powerful tool. When you breathe deeply and slowly, you activate your body's relaxation response, which calms the nervous system and helps you stay grounded. In moments of stress, take a few deep breaths. Focus on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body, and allow yourself to feel the tension release. The power of staying present and detaching from negative emotions lies in the fact that it gives you freedom. It frees you from the weight of worry, the burden of stress, and the shackles of fear. It allows you to focus on what matters most, rather than getting caught up in what doesn't. Number 8, develop unshakable confidence in every stressful situation. In every stressful situation, confidence can be your greatest ally. It is the foundation that will help you face challenges head-on, stay calm under pressure, and make clear decisions. Confidence doesn't come from external validation or temporary circumstances. True confidence is developed from within, and once you cultivate it, it can withstand any storm life throws your way. It is not about being perfect or always having the answers. It's about trusting yourself, trusting your abilities, and knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Confidence is built step by step, moment by moment. It is developed through consistent action, a clear understanding of your strengths, and an unwavering belief in your ability to navigate difficult situations. When you develop unshakable confidence, you create a mental foundation that allows you to remain calm in stressful moments. You stop doubting yourself, and instead you trust your decisions and abilities with certainty. The first step to building this kind of confidence is to believe in your own worth. So many people doubt themselves in times of stress because they feel inadequate or unsure. They question whether they are capable of handling the pressure. But the truth is, you have everything you need inside of you to succeed. You have the strength, intelligence, and resilience to make it through. You must remind yourself of this every single day. When you look at yourself in the mirror, say to yourself, I am capable, I am strong, and I can handle whatever comes my way. The key is to recognize that confidence is not an innate trait. It is a skill that can be developed. It comes from taking action, facing your fears, and consistently proving to yourself that you can handle difficult situations. The more you push yourself to act in spite of fear or doubt, the stronger your confidence will grow. As you go through life, you will encounter plenty of stressful situations. Whether it's a challenging conversation, a difficult decision, or a moment of intense pressure, how you respond will determine the outcome. If you doubt yourself, if you allow fear and uncertainty to control you, you'll likely find yourself overwhelmed and unsure of what to do next. But when you stand firm in your confidence, you approach each situation with clarity, calmness, and strength. One of the most powerful ways to develop unshakable confidence is by building a strong foundation of preparation. The more you prepare, the more confident you will feel when the time comes to act. Preparation doesn't mean you have to know every detail or anticipate every possibility. It means putting in the effort to be ready, to learn what you can, and to trust that you've done your best to prepare for whatever comes your way. When you prepare, you eliminate the fear of the unknown, and that fear is often the source of stress and self-doubt. Preparation also involves mental rehearsal. This means visualizing yourself succeeding in stressful situations before they even occur. If you're about to give a presentation or face a difficult challenge, take a few moments to imagine yourself handling the situation with calmness, poise, and confidence. See yourself succeeding, and feel the confidence that comes with that success. This mental rehearsal primes your mind to approach the situation with a positive and confident mindset. Along with preparation, you must learn to embrace failure as part of the process. Confidence isn't about avoiding mistakes or never facing setbacks. Confidence is about knowing that you can overcome any obstacle, learn from your mistakes, and come out stronger on the other side. When you view failure as a learning opportunity, rather than a reflection of your abilities, you free yourself from the fear of failure. You become unafraid to try, to act, and to keep moving forward even when things don't go as planned. Another way to build confidence in stressful situations
is to focus on the present moment. Stress often arises from worrying about what might happen in the future or regretting things that happened in the past. But when you focus on the present, you stop imagining worst-case scenarios and instead you take action in the here and now. Being present allows you to stay grounded and focused, and it prevents your mind from spiraling into panic or anxiety. When you are focused on the task at hand, you approach it with clarity and confidence.
It's also essential to surround yourself with positive influences and supportive people. The people you spend time with can either build you up or tear you down. Confidence thrives in an environment where you feel supported, encouraged, and uplifted. Seek out people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, and who believe in you even when you struggle to believe in yourself. A positive environment will reinforce your own confidence and help you stay strong during stressful times. On the other hand, you must also learn to limit negative influences. This includes both external sources, such as toxic people or environments, and internal sources, such as negative self-talk or doubt. The more you allow negativity to creep in, the more it undermines your confidence. You have to guard your mind and protect your energy from anything that doesn't serve your growth. This means challenging negative thoughts, replacing them with empowering beliefs, and reminding yourself that you are capable, strong, and worthy of success. When stressful situations arise, don't hesitate to take action. Confidence grows through action, not through overthinking or hesitation. Waiting for the perfect moment or seeking reassurance from others only weakens your confidence. Instead, take the first step, no matter how small, and trust that you have the ability to handle what comes next. The more you act, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable, and the more your confidence will grow. Another important factor in building unshakable confidence is maintaining a positive mindset. The way you view challenges, obstacles, and stressful situations plays a huge role in how you handle them. If you see stress as something negative or something you need to avoid at all costs, you'll never develop the confidence to face it head-on. But if you view challenges as opportunities for growth, as stepping stones to becoming stronger and more resilient, you will approach them with a sense of calm and confidence. When you approach stressful situations with the mindset that you are in control, that you can handle whatever comes your way, you take away the power that stress has over you. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or powerless, you feel empowered and ready to take on whatever challenges arise. Finally, remember that confidence is not about perfection. It's not about being flawless or never making mistakes. Confidence comes from the ability to keep going, to keep moving forward, and to trust that you have what it takes to overcome any obstacle. It's about knowing that you are enough, even when things don't go as planned. Confidence is rooted in the belief that you can handle whatever life throws your way, and you can always find a way to move forward, no matter how difficult things may seem. The more you build your confidence, the more unshakable it becomes. You start to approach stressful situations with a sense of calmness and clarity. You no longer feel overwhelmed by pressure or anxiety. You trust yourself, your abilities, and your ability to navigate through life's challenges. And when you face difficult situations, you do so with confidence, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. Confidence is a mindset, a skill, and a way of being. It is developed through consistent action, preparation, self-belief, and mental rehearsal. It is cultivated by facing challenges head-on, embracing failure, staying present, and maintaining a positive mindset. The more you practice these principles, the stronger and more unshakable your confidence will become. Number 9. Lead your emotions and never let them control you. Mastering your emotions and learning to lead them rather than be led by them is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Your emotions are not meant to control you. You are meant to control them. It is not about suppressing your emotions or ignoring them. It is about understanding them and using them to your advantage. When you learn to lead your emotions, you gain an incredible sense of power over your own mind and life. Many people live as if their emotions are the driving force behind their actions. They react impulsively, allowing feelings of anger, fear, frustration, or sadness to dictate their decisions and actions. When you live this way, your emotions are in control, and you are merely a passenger, reacting to life instead of shaping it. This way of living is chaotic and unpredictable. It leads to instability, regret, and frustration. But when you learn to lead your emotions, you begin to operate from a place of intentionality and strength. You are no longer a slave to how you feel in the moment. Instead, you become the master of your own emotional state. You can choose how you respond, how you feel, and how you move through life's challenges. And that makes all the difference. The first step to leading your emotions is awareness. You must become aware of your emotional state before you can change it. This means taking a moment to check in with yourself throughout the day and notice how you feel. Are you feeling frustrated, anxious, or overwhelmed? Or are you feeling calm, confident, and clear-headed? By simply becoming aware of how you feel, you can begin to take control of your emotions. It's important to remember that emotions themselves are not bad. They are simply signals that tell us how we are responding to the world around us. Fear might arise because you are facing something unknown. Anger might arise because you feel disrespected or hurt. Sadness might arise when you experience loss. These are all natural, human emotions, and there's nothing wrong with them. The problem arises when we let these emotions control us, when we allow them to dictate our actions and decisions. For example, when anger takes over, we might say something we regret or act impulsively, only to feel shame or regret afterward. When fear takes over, we might avoid taking action or miss opportunities because we are paralyzed by our own insecurities. When sadness takes over, we might withdraw and allow ourselves to wallow in negative thoughts, further perpetuating the cycle. None of these responses are productive. In fact, they often lead to more stress, more frustration, and more negative outcomes. To lead your emotions, you must first accept them without judgment. You must recognize that emotions are not a reflection of your character or your worth. You are not defined by your emotions. You are defined by how you choose to respond to them. When you stop judging yourself for feeling certain things, you create space for yourself to process those emotions in a healthy way. You allow yourself to feel what you feel without letting it control your behavior. The next step is to understand that emotions are temporary. No feeling lasts forever. Just like a storm eventually passes, emotions too will eventually subside. When you learn to recognize the impermanence of emotions, you can detach from them and avoid being controlled by them. Instead of getting swept up in a wave of anger or fear, you can choose to wait it out, to breathe through it, and to respond from a place of calm clarity. This is where emotional regulation comes into play. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage and adjust your emotional state to meet the demands of the situation. This is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending to be something you're not. It's about responding to your emotions in a way that aligns with your values and goals. It's about choosing to act with intentionality rather than reacting impulsively. One of the most effective ways to regulate your emotions is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings as they arise, and you can choose how to respond to them. You can observe your emotions without getting caught up in them. You can allow yourself to feel but not be overwhelmed by whatever emotions come up. This practice gives you space between the feeling and the action, and it allows you to make conscious choices about how to move forward. Another way to lead your emotions is through deep breathing. When you find yourself overwhelmed by intense emotions, take a moment to pause and breathe deeply. Focus on your breath and slow your breathing down. This simple act can help calm your nervous system, lower your heart rate, and give you the mental clarity to make better decisions. Breathing deeply sends a signal to your brain that you are in control, and it can quickly shift your emotional state from panic or distress to calm and composure. Physical movement is also an effective way to release pent-up emotions and regain control over your emotional state. Exercise, stretching, or even taking a brisk walk can help you process and release emotions like anger, frustration, or anxiety. When you engage in physical activity, you are sending positive signals to your brain, helping to regulate your emotions and reduce stress. It's a natural way to reset your emotional state and restore a sense of balance. Another powerful tool in leading your emotions is positive self-talk. The words you say to yourself have a profound impact on how you feel. When you are in a stressful situation or feeling overwhelmed, what are you telling yourself? Are you saying things like, "I can't handle this," or "This is too much for me"? If so, you are reinforcing negative emotions and reinforcing a sense of powerlessness. Instead, shift your self-talk to something more empowering. Remind yourself that you are capable, strong, and resilient. Tell yourself, "I've handled difficult situations before, and I can handle this one too." By speaking to yourself in a positive and affirming way, you shift your emotional state and take control of your feelings. Developing emotional intelligence is also essential for leading your emotions. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, as well as recognize and understand the emotions of others. When you are emotionally intelligent, you can navigate difficult situations with empathy and understanding. You can manage your own emotional reactions while also responding to others in a calm and constructive way. Emotional intelligence helps you avoid impulsive reactions and instead choose thoughtful, measured responses. When you learn to lead your emotions, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You stop allowing your emotions to dictate your actions and decisions. Instead, you take control of your emotions and you use them to fuel your personal growth and success. You choose to act with intention and purpose, even in the face of adversity. You stay grounded, calm, and clear, no matter what life throws your way. In every moment of stress, challenge, or uncertainty, you have the power to lead your emotions. You have the power to choose how you respond, to regulate your feelings, and to stay calm under pressure. You don't have to be controlled by fear, anger, or anxiety. You are in charge of your emotions, and when you take the reins, you gain control of your life. Number 10. Choose peace and discipline over chaos and frustration. Choosing peace and discipline over chaos and frustration is one of the most transformative decisions you can make in life. It requires a deep commitment to yourself and your personal growth. Every day you are faced with choices. You can react impulsively to life's challenges, getting caught up in frustration, anger, and chaos. Or you can decide to take control, respond with discipline, and choose peace. The decision you make shapes your life and determines your level of fulfillment and happiness. Peace and discipline are not just concepts, they are practices. You have the power to cultivate both in your life, but it requires intentional action and consistent effort. It means deciding, every single day, to approach life with a calm and steady mindset, even when external circumstances try to pull you in different directions. Choosing peace and discipline is a practice that builds resilience and inner strength, allowing you to maintain your composure in the face of stress and adversity. The first step in choosing peace over chaos is to recognize the impact that chaos has on you. Chaos, frustration, and stress often arise when we allow external circumstances or other people to dictate our emotional state. When you're caught up in chaos, your thoughts become scattered, and your emotions become overwhelming. You react instead of responding thoughtfully. Your actions become driven by emotions like fear, frustration, or anxiety, leading to poor decisions and regret. In this state, it becomes hard to think clearly, and your mind becomes clouded with negativity and frustration. On the other hand, when you choose peace, you gain clarity. You step outside the noise and take a moment to breathe, reset, and choose a calm response. Peace allows you to think more clearly and make better decisions. It helps you maintain control of your thoughts and emotions, rather than letting them spiral out of control. Peace is the foundation for all of your personal growth and success, because it allows you to approach life's challenges from a place of stability and inner strength. So how do you choose peace over chaos and frustration in the heat of the moment?
The first key is to take a step back. Whenever you feel yourself getting caught up in a stressful situation, or when chaos seems to be taking over, pause. In that moment, choose to create some space between the stimulus, the situation, or person triggering your emotions and your response. This space allows you to reflect and decide how you want to respond, instead of reacting impulsively based on your emotions. Taking a step back doesn't mean avoiding or ignoring the situation. It means giving yourself the space to clear your mind so that you can respond with clarity, not out of impulse. Whether it's stepping outside, taking a few deep breaths, or simply counting to 10, this practice of pausing
allows you to regain control over your emotions and choose a peaceful response. It gives you the power to respond thoughtfully, rather than react emotionally. The second key to choosing peace is practicing discipline. Discipline is the ability to control your impulses and take deliberate action, even when it's difficult. It's about setting clear goals and maintaining focus, regardless of the distractions or challenges around you. Discipline is what allows you to stay calm and composed in the face of chaos. It's the inner strength that helps you make wise decisions, stick to your values, and stay on course even when life becomes difficult. When you practice discipline, you create structure in your life. You make choices based on your long-term goals and values, not on momentary frustrations or desires. You don't let the chaos around you pull you off track. Instead, you stay focused on what matters most and respond to challenges with a steady and composed mindset. Discipline enables you to maintain peace in your life, even when things are not going as planned. One of the most powerful ways to practice discipline is through the power of routines. Establishing a daily routine that aligns with your values and goals gives you structure and stability in your life. Routines eliminate the uncertainty and chaos that can cause frustration and stress. They help you take control of your day, set priorities, and stay focused on what matters most. When you start your day with a clear plan and purpose, you reduce the chances of being overwhelmed by unexpected events or negative emotions. Another way to practice discipline is through self-control. When you face situations that trigger frustration, impatience, or anger, discipline gives you the power. Instead of giving in to negative emotions, you choose to respond calmly and thoughtfully. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or ignoring emotions. It means acknowledging your emotions, but not allowing them to dictate your actions. By practicing self-control, you regain the power. When you retain the power, one of the biggest sources of frustration. When you let go of the need to control every detail, you free yourself from the stress and frustration. Another essential aspect of choosing peace is practicing gratitude. Gratitude helps you shift your focus from what's going wrong to what's going right. It helps you reframe your mindset and find peace even in the most difficult situations. When you focus on the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small, you build a sense of inner calm that helps you navigate stress with grace. Gratitude is a powerful tool for cultivating peace because it trains your mind to see the good in every situation, no matter how challenging it may seem at first. No matter how challenging it may seem, it's easy to get caught up in worrying about the future or ruminating on. You stop worrying about what might happen and stop dwelling on what has already happened. The present moment is where peace resides, and by choosing to stay present, you open yourself up to experiencing peace in any situation. Peace and discipline are not only about how you respond to challenges, but also about how you treat yourself. You must be kind and compassionate to yourself, especially in moments of difficulty. Too often we beat ourselves up for not handling a situation perfectly, or for not staying calm when we should have. But self-criticism only adds to the chaos. Instead, choose self-compassion. Acknowledge that you are doing your
Instead, choose self-compassion. Acknowledge that you are doing your best, and that it's okay to make mistakes. When you treat yourself with kindness, you create a sense of peace within that radiates outward, helping you remain calm and disciplined,
even in the most challenging times. In addition to self-compassion, choosing peace involves setting healthy boundaries. You cannot maintain peace if you are constantly saying yes to everything and everyone, stretching yourself too thin, and allowing others to dictate your emotions and energy. Setting boundaries allows you to prioritize your well-being and create the space you need to stay focused and calm. It's a powerful way to protect your peace and maintain the discipline necessary to stay grounded, no matter what comes your way. Lastly, remember that peace and discipline are choices you make every day. They are not one-time decisions, but ongoing practices that require continuous effort and commitment. It's easy to get caught up in the chaos of life, but you must always remember that you have the power to choose peace and discipline at any moment. Every time you respond with calmness instead of chaos, every time you maintain discipline in the face of frustration, you are reinforcing a pattern that will become more natural over time.